Welcome to a product review, Mr. John Rowley's Extremely Simple Fat Loss, with yours truly, head strength coach here at Critical Bench, Chris Wilson. And I just wanted to briefly cover Mr. Rowley's latest product, an extremely simple approach to finally getting the physique that you desire, which is something that most of us in today's day and age struggle with. I know even the guys here at Critical Bench, we have our moments throughout the year where we struggle with the pounds, the excess pounds that we don't want. And whether you're from a powerlifting background or bodybuilding or a hybrid, like a lot of us are lately, you know, where we want to be strong but we want to look good, how do we do it? Well, John really kind of goes into it with a very simplistic approach, and I know there's a lot of stuff out there. I just wanted to briefly go over what he talks about in his product here. So obviously this is the main cover. Now it is pretty comprehensive. He has a main book which is nearly 100 pages long. Some really cool backstory about, in fact, if I just click right here you see a picture. He was in a pretty horrendous car accident many years ago, which opened him up to some things and to make some changes in his life. This shows you a pretty cool section here in the book. He has a lot of pictures with people in the fitness industry like Lou Ferrigno, Larry Scott, Lee Haney, Samir Banau, and it's pretty awesome stuff. John has been around for many years and has some great stories to tell, very motivational things, and shares that with you along with all of his great advice. Let's quickly shoot to another page here in the main book. Action steps. Now, obviously, I'm not trying to give away everything here in his main book, but this part here really stood out to me. In fact, I did a YouTube video on this, just talking about how important planning and setting goals and then the steps that you take to achieve those goals. I mean, that really plays into your success or your failure. Are you going to lose the fat? And how are you going to do it? Why are you going to do it? Set timelines. And have short-range goals, mid-range, and long-range goals. Write them down so they're always there for you to refer to. So a lot of cool things for sure. Let me go ahead and shoot to another page here in the product. Picture it. Life is filled with imagery, right? We use it in sports. Our coaches growing up always told us to, see yourself making the play, and it's kind of like that with your physique. You got to see yourself with that new physique. I'm sure most men would not look at a guy with muscles in his midsection or a female with a really toned midsection and think to themselves, well, that's not what I want. I think a lot of people would prefer that look, and you're probably in a small percentage if you don't desire to have that type of physique. The thing is, obviously, with most guys, we want the strength. So, but he tackles that issue in here as well, because he does cover a lot of exercise, workouts and exercises in general to go along with this. Now, this is a really cool picture here. Eat all the lean protein you want. Eat all the vegetables you want. In fact, fill up on veggies. Drink all the water you want. And he actually refers to this a few times in the main book, that it is this easy. I mean, for most of us, and we know it. It's so hard to commit to it, to dedicate ourselves to it, to form good habits. Habit forming is another thing that he talks about in here, and replacing bad habits with good habits. And it takes a lot of time to do this, but and it's obviously a lot of dedication and commitment. But if you want something bad enough, you're going to do what it takes to get there. So, and I firmly believe that. He of course touches on the fruits and the vegetables, and obviously the meats, and the the protein sources, and all the types of things that you should be focused on. Things that should be in your refrigerator, in the cabinets, on the counter, that you good go-to foods for snacks and for meals, so that you aren't even capable of making bad choices, because those foods aren't even in the house. He gets into intermittent fasting and the 8-16 plan. Eat for 8 hours and fast for 16. Works for some, not for all, but for some, it's a definite option. And then, like I said, he goes into exercises, and he gives you a whole series. In fact, what I'll do is I'll pop into his little workout guide, and this is just one little option that is actually his personal routine that's right at the end of the workout guide. But he goes into beginner, intermediate, and advanced training routines that you can do, the rep ranges and the movements that you should be doing. A lot of it's your basic stuff, but the basic stuff does work if it's consistently done and you're eating really well to go along with that. He has a supplement guide. There is just so much good stuff. He has a quick start guide to just get you going. It's a few pages long. In fact, I can just kind of, let's eat first. This is really essentially the first page of content in there, and he just kind of gets you motivated, gets you going with some helpful tips just to get you on the right track. So we'll go back to the first page, and again, what he's trying to do obviously is make fat loss a realistic thing in your life, and make it easy, make it simple. But let me just say one more thing before I'm all set here with this product review. Simple and easy are two different things. Simple meaning that the strategies involved are simple, just like it says on the cover. Extremely simple strategies to transform your body and your life. Simple doesn't mean easy, even though we have a tendency to say that quite a bit. Easy and hard, he's trying to make your approach as simplistic as possible, so that it's something that you can do for the rest of your years, for the rest of your life, and you don't feel like you're on a diet necessarily. And there's a lot of diets out there where you feel like you're on a diet, and you can't wait until the thing's over with. And yes, it's going to give you those short-term goals, but is it going to give you the long-term goal? And I think that's something that John really kind of is trying to send a message, that you have to have all kinds of goals in your life, and ultimately it's the long-term goals that are going to satisfy you and get you to a place where you're content. And that's why he develops this product, to help people get there and to stay there, and not always take those steps back and kind of have to redo it or cycle through it again. So please check this out. Certainly check the links below in the About section, and give this a go. John Rowley, fantastic man, and delivering a product that can certainly benefit many people out there in the fat loss search. So this is your head strength coach, Chris Wilson, here at Critical Bench, and thank you so much for listening. You have a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.